The newest secret to saving money on travel is through airline gift cards. I'm going to show you where to find them and how they can knock up to $50 off each flight. Don't stress over filing that tax return. We've got ways to help you get it filed for free, and they may also put some extra money in your pocket. Are car manufacturers selling data about how you drive on your smart car that could be driving up your insurance rates? Well, we're finding out. And a young woman almost had to sell her priceless guitar signed by Taylor Swift to pay for her wedding until her fellow Swifties stepped in. The Swift solution that saved her big day. And welcome to Dollars and Cents. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Heather Sullivan. And if you need to save money, cut some expenses, or pay down debt, we have you covered. We've got the best consumer reporting from Fox stations across the country. So first up, let's travel. The new secret to saving money on travel is through airline gift cards that offer discounts. So take a look at this. Costco currently offers members a $500 Southwest Airlines gift card for $450. So you save $50 when you buy that flight. Members can buy the cards in the store or on the website, and Costco also offers other discount gift cards that could save more money on a trip, like you've got Spa Finder or you've got Golf Now. They both have an offer of two $50 gift cards for $79 each. And Sam's Club members can also buy discount gift cards for Southwest Airlines, Disney, and Airbnb. And then you've got BJ's Wholesale Club. They offer gift cards with smaller discounts, but they're for Southwest, Delta, Amtrak, Airbnb, Disney, and SeaWorld. The stores usually limit how many cards a customer can buy at one time. Costco says one member can buy 5 Southwest gift cards. So United Airlines also has a Mileage Plus gift card exchange program. You can trade in gift cards from 100 retailers, including Starbucks, Target, and even Southwest Airlines, to get miles on United. The website says for a $100 gift card, you get at least 2,660 miles. You must have at least $15 on the gift card, and there is a 7.5% federal excise tax. And you must also have a Mileage Plus account for 90 days before converting, and it can take 5 business days. So plan ahead if you want to take advantage of that. And lastly, Alaska and United mileage plans offer 35% off Avis and budget rental cars plus miles. And then Southwest Airlines is offering members 1,000 Rapid Rewards bonus points if you file your taxes through TurboTax. So check your airline loyalty program to see if they've got some discounts that you can cash in on. As we're talking about taxes, by the way, free tax help is available for taxpayers who qualify. And it can not only help you file your tax return, it can also help qualified taxpayers collect credits that are often left on the table. Take a look.
Yes, it's really stressful, complicated. I don't like that.
Nothing is certain but stress and taxes.
It helps a lot because for those of us who don't make that much money or, they have that tax bracket, and it's easier to come because they help you out, if you have any questions.
This one is for the 1099.
That stress is alleviated, though, for tens of thousands for free every year through Baker Ripley.
Last year, we filed 34,195 tax returns.
You can go to the e-file section.
An official IRS VITA program, Baker Ripley trains volunteers how to file returns. And they help taxpayers in English, Spanish, and many other languages.
Getting their refunds, doing their taxes correctly, and coming year after year, not only the parents but their children.
Households earning under $58,000 qualify for the free help. It helps ensure qualified families claim credits such as child tax credits or the earned income tax credit that often get left on the table. EITC puts an average of $2,500 extra dollars in their pockets.
This can make the difference for families to be able, to pay their rent, medical bills, food, take care of their kids. We've heard also stories from neighbors that say, I can finally fix my car so I can get a better job.
The service also helps them avoid fraudulent tax preparers.
Filing your taxes is overwhelming for everyone. Now, if you're not familiar with the system, if you have the language barrier,
This gives you a refund of this much.
Giving taxpayers peace of mind and accurate refunds to help them make ends meet.
Now it's coming every year because it's, they're very good.
And Baker Ripley has 27 locations that offer this free tax help. And the University of Houston also has free VITA tax prep sites for those who qualify. And taxpayers earning under $79,000 qualify to use Free File. And then this year, taxpayers who earn any amount and have simple returns can file for free using the IRS's Direct File. This is a pilot program that's being tested in 13 states, including Texas. So I've got links to all of these for you on Sullivan Smart Sense on fox26houston.com. Well, it's been a little over a month now since Amazon added advertising to its Prime Video programming in an effort to boost revenue. It used to be that folks cut the cord to cut the cost of cable, and they switched over to streaming to save money. But as Fox's Tom Ziska reports, that savings is shrinking fast.
I used to be in business with your father.
There's no denying it's pretty easy to find something interesting to watch on a streaming service, but there are so many choices.
So just about every major network and sometimes studios have a streaming service to offer.
And CNET's Courtney Jackson says they almost all come with a rising price tag that can make the savings hard to find. A new article from the tech website compares costs between cable and streaming. Finding the gap between the two is narrowing. On average, premium cable TV plus internet runs $217 a month nationally, while live TV streaming like YouTube TV plus internet costs $135 a month. On top of both of them are streaming services frequently added that offer popular programming, and those prices keep going up, pointing to a tipping point for household budgets.
I think we may have reached it already. That's why you're seeing the rise of ad-based tiers. Netflix was one of the last holdouts with that, and they finally decided to jump into it and offer that ad-based plan. That is something that offers them another stream of revenue.
There are savings that can be found. Credit cards and wireless carriers often have deals to take advantage of, and consider fewer services while rotating through those that offer what you want.
Maybe choose one or two default services that you know you want to have, and then cancel the other ones until you know they have something you actually want to watch. That way you can save money throughout the entire year.
And sports is kind of another deal killer for some, as games can be hard to find without paying a premium to see them. A Forbes survey found the average household pays $46 a month for 3 streaming services. So here's one tip to help you save. You can watch all of our local Fox shows in Houston and across the country for free through the Fox local app. You just download it onto your smart TV, and then you choose what city you want to watch. So of course we ask that you choose Houston. Now, if you're in the market for some car insurance and maybe you've gotten kind of a big quote lately, a little shocked by it, well, the reason could actually be data taken directly from your car. According to a New York Times report, that can include how fast you drive. Fox 5's Sharon Crowley has more on what you need to know.
All data is being sold right now, which I think is really a big problem.
Companies should be a little bit more transparent about how they're handling people's data and stuff, because at the end of the day, we don't really know what they're doing with it.
What many companies are doing with all that personal information mined from our cell phones and computers is selling it. And it's all perfectly legal, since most of us, knowingly or not, consented with a click that could allow our personal data to end up in the hands of a third party. Now it looks like information about how we drive could be shared as well. The New York Times report found automakers are sharing consumers' driving behavior with insurance companies. Information like whether or not you speed that could be used to justify charging higher rates. Lance Ulanoff is editor-in-chief at Tech Radar.
What people have to understand about today's cars is that they're kind of like rolling computers. They're gathering a lot of data. They have a lot of intelligence inside of them. They're often connected to the cell network, or when you're at home, they might be connected to Wi-Fi. They're collecting data. And then the question is, did you sign off and say that the data you collect could be uploaded and sold to a third party?
This New York City driver doesn't know if she's being tracked, but she does know her car insurance bill has gone up.
The past 2 years, it went up almost $100. So I guess $50 every year it went up.
And are you a good driver?
Yes, I am. No accidents.
This is more than just an invasion of a person's privacy. This is capitalizing on their information in such a way that not only is an invasion, but it penalizes them as well.
Robert Siciliano is a cybersecurity expert.
So more than ever, consumers need to be paying attention to the fine print, because the fine print today, more than ever, is where they get you.
Consumer advocates say there are things you can do to protect your privacy. For starters, if you're going to buy a new car, you can ask the car dealer how they plan to use your personal data. And if you don't want it shared with a third party, you can opt out. Sharon Crowley, Fox 5 News.
All right, thanks, Sharon. Well, people struggling to keep up with credit card payments are going to get a little bit of relief. The Biden administration announced it is cutting credit card late fees. But if you're paying late, the chances are you're really struggling with the whole debt. So we rounded up ways to help you cut down more credit card costs and get that plastic paid off.
Yeah, I had bills on there. I had just everyday things.
Adidiang Oba has experienced what millions of Americans are facing, mounting credit card debt.
And you're thinking that, oh, you know, I have this money, I'm going to be able to pay it off in the next month. And then the next month rolls around and then you don't pay it off.
Many cardholders are drowning in high inflation, high interest rates, and high delinquencies. The New York Federal Reserve reports late credit card payments surged more than 50% in 2023. President Biden just slashed credit card late fees from an average of $32 to a cap of $8. That's a help. But financial expert Matt Schultz writes in his book, Ask Questions, Save Money, Make More. Many cardholders who don't regularly pay late don't realize they could get some late and annual fees waived simply by asking.
That $10 or $30 is a grain of sand on the beach for a big bank, but they know that it'll make you feel really good, keep you around, and keep you spending money.
A Lending Tree survey found 76% of customers who asked their credit card lenders for a lower interest rate received one. Average cut, 6%.
I've been a good customer, I like using the card, but my interest rate's 27%. And I just found this card that I can get for 21%. Will you work with me?
Another tool to deal with debt are nonprofit credit counselors, which can negotiate for you to lower your interest rate and your debt. Oba turned to Money Management International, paying off her debt in 3 years.
When I was finally debt-free, I got a notice from MMI that says you have finished your final payment. I was like, yes.
We hope everyone gets to reach that point. So I've put links to help with reducing credit card debt on Sullivan's Smart Sense on fox26houston.com. Now, the CFPB is also looking at cutting bank overdraft fees. And by the way, that is not a done deal yet. But in the meantime, if you don't overdraft very often either, you can also ask your bank to waive those fees too. They often will, to keep you as a customer. Now, inflation rose ever so slightly again in February. Consumer prices increased 0.4%. They're up 3.2% from this time last year. Economists say that likely indicates the Federal Reserve will not cut interest rates before this summer. A Wall Street Journal report says a record number of people tapped into their 401ks last year. Data from the Vanguard Group shows 3.6% of customers made a withdrawal for financial emergencies. That's up from 2.8% in 2022. Americans have been turning to their retirement accounts as the costs of car loans, childcare, groceries, credit cards, and utility bills all continue to rise. And several reports say younger generations are using buy now, pay later to keep up with essentials. Data from software company LexisNexis says that consumers aged 35 and under make up more than half of the buy now, pay later users. And they're using BNPL for everyday purchases, including groceries, clothing, travel, and home needs. One Adobe report says that grocery purchases on buy now, pay later has jumped 40%. Well, nearly half of parents nationwide are financially supporting their adult children now. A new report from savings.com finds that on average, parents are giving their adult children nearly $1,400 a month. Meanwhile, more than 60% of adult children who are living with their parents do not contribute to any household expenses. Researchers found the most common bills that parents are helping with are groceries, cell phones, rent, health insurance, and tuition. Well, we know all of this inflation and shortages help to drive up food prices, but analysts say they're not really coming back down. In fact, expect to open your wallet a little bit wider this year. Fox's Dawn Hasbrook has more.
Expect to open your wallet a little bit wider this year when you go food shopping.
Overall, in 2024, according to the USDA, food prices are predicted to increase by about 1.3%.
Financial educator Jamie Millant says while some of the biggest jumps will be on restaurant menus, there are certain grocery store items that will also come with some sticker shock.
Beef and veal prices are predicted to increase by about 5.8%, and the prices for fats and oils are predicted to increase by about 3.6%. Fresh fruit prices are predicted to increase by about 1%.
Really, the pressure's on for higher beef prices. We're producing less beef because of drought, high costs, things like that.
Dr. David Anderson is a livestock economist at Texas A&M University. He says ranchers have been cutting their herds because of those factors, and that ground beef in particular is expected to go up in cost as a result.
And that's the biggest item in terms of volume that us Americans consume of beef is ground beef. Everybody loves a good hamburger, and so, you know, if you think about it in simple terms, if all of us customers continue to show up at the store and buy the product, there's not a lot of incentive for a price cut or a lower price.
With those prices going up, some consumers are making changes to their shopping habits.
The most common ways we see people adjusting have been things like buying cheaper brands, cooking more meals at home, switching to less expensive items, so maybe switching away from things like red meat or seafood.
She notes with the higher food costs, many food banks and pantries are also seeing an uptick in those needing help.
When you can't make your food dollar stretch far enough, government support is there for that reason as well.
So what can you do to find some savings?
There's all kinds of things people can do with paying attention to planning your meals. The average U.S. family of 4 wastes about $1,500 a year in uneaten food. Reducing food waste, I mean, it's can make a significant impact in your budget as well.
She also recommends things like meal planning to make sure you're only buying what you absolutely need for the week.
What I'm trying to get people to do is, while you're doing your meal planning, do your grocery planning at the same time. So there's a page to do your meal planning, but then you plan what groceries you need to meet the commitments for that meal plan for the week. And then in addition, it's just to focus on using the ingredients that you have on hand and in your pantry to help reduce your costs.
Millant recently developed a booklet to help consumers not only plan their meals, but also track how much money they're spending on food. Another way to cut costs, make more of your meals at home.
We've really seen some evidence of cooking at home becoming relatively cheaper than eating out. And that's something where I think we may continue to see that trend.
Absolutely. All right, last up today, a few fans were pretty swift in saving the wedding of a future bride. Emily Harris says she has a guitar signed by her idol, Taylor Swift, that she received for her 16th birthday. What a great gift. Well, fast forward to her big day, she was faced with a pretty tough decision, whether to sell her guitar to pay for her wedding. But fellow Swifties urged her, don't sell that priceless guitar. And instead, they started this online fundraiser helping her raise the money to pay those bills. Sounds like she's going to have a nice wedding. All right, that's our show. Thanks so much for joining us. You'll find more ways to save every day on Sullivan Smart Sense on fox26houston.com. And keep those questions and comments coming my way on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. It's all Heather Sullivan, Fox 26. And we'll see you next time on Dollars and Cents.